Hey guys, Wood Concept here, and this is my guide for The World Wakes. I highly suggest you take your time with this quest as it is a very good story and has some major reveals. This guide is going to give as little spoilers as possible, but that is very hard to do in such a major quest. So let's get into it. Although this is a grandmaster quest, there is only one real requirement: 140 combat. There are other quest requirements for extra rewards at the end, but not much is changed within the story if you don't have them. For example, if you have not completed Ritual of the Mahjarrat, one line may be changed that mentions the ritual. The other requirements are to complete the Ritual of the Mahjarrat, Firemaker's Curse, Branches of Darkmayer, The Void Stares Back, and Chosen Commander quests. You can start the quest by talking to Orlando Smith, located west of the Legends Guild near Ardone. He will ask you to help him explore a ruin that he has come across. He is having difficulties opening the door and needs your help. After you accept the quest, open the door and go inside. Inside you will find a couple of things you can look at. Go investigate everything that has an option. You will find a sword, 2 pieces of parchment, and a wall with some drawings. At each place, a message will appear in the chat box saying that you have activated a pressure plate of some sort, even though there seems to be nothing visually to suggest there being one. After visiting all 4 objects, the next door will open. Inside the next room is a statue which looks like a butterfly, which was rumored to be the first form of Guthix when he set foot on Gielinor. Orlando will try and take it, but it won't budge. When you try, you will set off an alarm and the next door will open. The next room will contain some automated guardians who sense a Mahjarrat presence. They will attack you and Orlando, searching for the source of Mahjarrat power. Orlando will die, and you must fight them. The battle is fairly easy, but they do have a special ability which does a lot of damage. They will pound the ground, sending out shockwaves and hurting you for constant range damage. Back out of these areas while this is going on to avoid damage. Other than that, they use mage primarily and are not hard to defeat. After you kill all 3, Slisk will appear. He was the Mahjarrat life form the Guardians sensed. Slisk will give an overview of what is going on, which I'll leave up to you to find out. Although I'm skipping over it, you really should read what is going on while going through. After talking to him, some God Wars bosses will come to the temple, wanting to get in. Kriara will be left behind to deal with you. And after some dialogue where he doesn't want to fight you, you are put into a fight against him. He seems to be a weakened version of Kriara and is able to be hurt by melee attacks. He will have tornadoes around the room, which, if you come in contact with, will hurt you. Avoid these and the fight is easy. Kriara has a special ability where he will put the tornadoes close to him and then shoot them out. This is usually easily avoided, but you need to watch out for it. After defeating Kree, you will be put into the next room where Ziliana and Krill are trying to get through. The door is sealed with magic, so Krill can't smash it down. They will leave temporarily, trying to find another way in. In this time, you should go over to the puzzle in the middle of the room, which will unlock the doors. When you activate the machine, a bunch of Guthixian warriors will teleport in. Explain your purpose for being there, and they will let you unlock the door. This puzzle is a little time-consuming if you are trying to do this without a guide. Luckily, you are watching this guide, which I should be able to give you the exact paths you need. Basically, how this puzzle works is you edit the paths of the boulder to lead to the active destinations. Pause the video at each of these screens here to find the paths that you must take. Here are the paths. After this, you will be brought into a new room with more guardians. Luckily, these are friendly and willing to help you defend Guthix. You will have a short conversation with Cress, the creator guardian, before going to the wall behind him where you will be tested. This wall may take a couple attempts to get correct, as you need to balance your answers. You need to answer both in good and evil ways, and order and chaotic ways. These answers shouldn't be too hard to figure out which is which, as long as you end up with all bars half full at the end. The answers I chose were: give the Nagari rules to follow to live in peace, do nothing, let nature take its course, persuade him to give up his cause entirely, and threaten the warlords if they break peace. There are many different combinations you can choose, those are just the ones that work for me. After this, Guthix will bless you, giving you protection from the gods. The next part will include some tactics and fighting. There are 4 different groups that will try and fight their way into the temple to get at Guthix. At first, the Guardians will be in disarray, so you need to rally them. I don't think the options matter much, but try to make a balanced approach to it. When deciding where to put what troops where, look at their strengths and weaknesses. I almost got it down perfectly, but swapped 2 groups around. The order you want is Cheldar and Tharisk on the first, which has hints big, slow, using force, and not smart. Cress on the second, which has many enemies. Death on the third, which hints large, slow, heavy, and magic using. And Valuda and Fiara on small and nimble. It is possible to do it on other settings, but you may lose a guardian or it take longer. The druids will also make potions which will restore health, restore prayer, and boost your stats before each battle. Make sure to use these over food and prayer potions between battles. There will also be access to a bank. The first group to break through is Grardor. If you chose Cheldar for this, you will get a boost to damage output. Otherwise, you will hit lower. This really doesn't make a difference. Like Kree, Grardor is a slightly weaker version of himself and has a special ability. He is also not really a problem, but you may find yourself taking some unexpected damage. His special ability is that he will put up a defensive aura which will reflect half his damage taken. Just stop attacking him for a couple seconds to let this go away, or you may be hitting 800s on yourself. After defeating him, another wing will be in danger. The next tunnel will be Zemorigal. For this, the correct choice was Cress, as you will be facing many skeletons. Zemorigal will summon 2 portals at a time, which will continue to spit out undead beings until you close them. Focus your attacks on the portals first, then take down the skeletons. Using AoE abilities may be beneficial here. After the portals are down, go and attack Zemorigal. He will spawn more portals randomly, which you must close to do damage on him again. The third tunnel is Krill, the Zamrock boss. The correct choice for this was Death. Unfortunately, I chose Valuda and Fiara, which led to the death of Fiara. Attack Krill and defeat him. His special attack is when he hits the ground under you, which will create spikes which will cause constant damage to you. For me, this was constant 750s, but may differ depending on max life points, or maybe it's just 750. To avoid this, just step away when you notice one appear. The fourth battle is Nakra. The correct choice for this was Valuda and Fiara. Unfortunately, I chose Death, so I had a damage reduction. Anakra's special ability is being able to steal life from you. This can hurt a lot and must be interrupted as soon as possible. To do this, you must put an obstacle in your way, forcing her to teleport around the obstacle and losing concentration on the siphon. She will do this many times randomly, so stick around this big piece here. When you return to the main chamber after fighting all the other smaller groups, you will find that Ziliana has been trying to make a final push through to Judah and Guthix. Judah will have put up some barriers, preventing warriors from getting through. Ziliana will summon warriors, mages, and rangers to take down a barrier and try and kill Juna, who cannot fight for herself, even though she's a giant snake. If these warriors, mages, and rangers take down the barriers, it is very difficult to stop them from killing Juna before the time limit is reached. The tactic I chose was to try and get them off the barriers and onto myself. I can pretty much two-hit all of them, but I wasn't going fast enough to kill each one at a time and keep them from breaking through. My first attempt led to failure, and in that case, you will just restart from that fight. Be careful, this is a very laggy area. Again, all you have to do is get them off the barriers, and you should be fine. There may be a little glitch at the moment, where when you get them off the barriers and then run out of range, they will just sit there and do nothing for a while, then randomly start attacking either you or the barriers again. Let the time go through, and the Zerosian Mahjarrat will come in and stop the fight. Now it's time to decide. You can either side with the Guthixians, Zerosian Mahjarrat, or Ziliana. Guthixians will want to keep Guthix asleep and protected. Zerosians want to wake Guthix, barter with him, and try to learn whatever they can from him. And Ziliana will try to kill Guthix. You can choose whatever you wish, it all ends up the same in the end. After you decide, the seal to Guthix will be broken, and someone will go in ahead of you, trying to get to Guthix first. When going down, you will have some obstacles to dodge. If you choose the Guthixian path, Char and Nex will try and stop you. Char will shoot fireballs down, which will hit massive damage on you for every tick you spend inside of one, and Nex may trap you in some ice prisms. Try to avoid both and you will make it down okay. You can run as fast, if not faster, than a fireball, so look out, you don't want to be running inside of one of them. At the end of the path, you will see Guthix. I won't spoil who the person who ran in front of you is, or what he does, but you won't see it coming. Guthix will put you into a vision showing you his home world and explaining why he is the way he is. Follow the paths, being stopped at each point by Guthix's old form, until you reach the very end of the path, his home. Again, I'm dancing around a giant spoiler and trying not to give anything away. After the vision, another spoiler-filled character will come and talk to you. You will again have a couple of choices as to what to say, and basically I said that I would protect the world. Free up 10 inventory spaces and talk to Juna to end the quest. There are some very major rewards given in this quest. You'll be given 3 quest points, a 250k experience lamp for prayer, if 80 prayer, a 110k Slayer experience lamp, if 70 Slayer, 3 100k experience lamps for 3 different skills above level 75, and 3 50k experience lamps for combat stats over level 65. You will also get a gift from whoever you decided to help. For the Guthixians, you will get Juna's gift. These gifts are all cosmetic plate bodies. You will also unlock a title, 5 new combat ultimates, access to the Kresbot Slayer area, as well as Kresbot Slayer targets, if 70 Slayer, and a new ring if you have completed all quest sub-requirements. This new ring is the 6th Age Circuit. It is the second best ring in the game, barely behind the Imbued Onyx ring. The 6th Age Circuit has the same critical chance at 2.7%, but a slightly lesser armor rating of 8 rather than the Imbued Onyx ring's 23. The 6th Age Circuit also has a teleport to the altar room, which you end off the quest in, and is also an alternate quick teleport to the Ardone farm patch. There are some more experience rewards not mentioned directly in the quest complete screen. You are also able to get 100k extra prayer experience, if over 90 prayer, by praying to the altar of Guthix where you left after the quest. You can also light 5 torches around the area, giving 10k firemaking experience each. The 5th is located on the lower level east of the altar. As mentioned in the rewards, you will also get 5 new ultimate abilities, one for melee, range, mage, defense, and hit points. Each is unlocked at level 85 in their respective skills, and gives something different. The melee ultimate, Balanced Strike, can be a real lifesaver in battle. This will allow you to hit a percentage of your enemy's life points, healing for half of that damage. The basic premise of this ability is to bring their HP more in line with yours, and yours more in line with theirs. Be careful though, if your HP is higher than theirs, the effect can be reversed. The ranged ultimate, Death Swiftness, will create an area around you where you will get a boost. Your damage will be increased by 50% for 10 seconds within the shroud area. And if your opponent gets in that area, they will be hit for 10 to 20% of your weapon damage every 2 seconds. The Mage Ultimate, Sunshine, is much like Death's Swiftness. It has the exact same effect, the same area, but a different animation and different style. These are supposed to be like the melee ability Berserk. The defensive ability, Natural Instinct, instantly leeches your target's adrenaline, good for preventing an unwanted ultimate or threshold. If your opponent is an NPC, you will instead gain twice the adrenaline gain for the next 20 seconds. Finally, the HP ultimate, Guthix's Blessing, will heal you for 8% of your hit points every 2 seconds for 10 seconds. This is much like the old Enhanced Excalibur special attack. Now, you may ask, isn't that the exact same thing as Rejuvenate? Yes, it is, but it gives HP in bigger chunks at a time, and therefore has a less chance of you getting killed while the heal effect is happening. And at the moment is a separate cooldown for Rejuvenate, which is awesome, and doesn't require a shield. That was pretty much it for the World Wakes quest guide. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. This quest took me roughly 2 hours to complete, and the guide is going to be less than 20 minutes. Don't know how I did that. But anyways, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys later.